Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have seen or we have studied the step response of second order under damped system and its time domain specifications like delay time, rise time, peak time, settling time, peak overshoot, and we have written their expressions formally specifically for the second order under damped system. Now, in this lecture, we will derive those expressions. So, let us start with the expression for rise time. The step response of second order under damped system is, the expression is given as y of t is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into sine omega dt plus theta, where omega d is omega n into under root 1 minus zeta square and theta is tan inverse of under root 1 minus zeta square by zeta equal to cos inverse zeta equal to sine inverse under root 1 minus zeta square. Now what do we have at t equal to tr, y tr equal to 1, because rise time is the time taken by the system to reach the final steady state output in the first instance or in the first attempt. So at tr, t equal to tr, output is 1, and hence what I can say that 1 is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n, this t becomes tr divided by under root 1 minus zeta square into sine omega d tr plus theta. So this 1 gets cancelled and this entire terms, or I will write it here. So e raised to minus zeta omega n tr divided by 1 minus zeta square into sine omega d tr plus theta is equal to 0, and which is the multiplication of these two terms. So either this first term is 0 or the second term is 0. However, this term cannot be 0. This exponential will be 0 only at t is equal to infinity, and that means at t equal to tr, the second term is 0. So what I can say, so sine omega d tr plus theta is equal to 0, and also we have that sine n pi equal to 0, and so omega d tr plus theta is equal to n pi because sine n pi is equal to 0, correct. And for rise time, n equal to 1. Why? Because this response will reach the steady state value 1 number of times. Every time it's come back during the oscillations. But what we said, rise time is a time when system reaches 100% of steady state at the first attempt. So for the rise time, n is equal to 1. And so omega d tr plus theta is equal to pi. So tr is equal to pi minus theta by omega d. Proved. Very simple. Same way, now let us prove or obtain the expression for peak time. So let's start with it. Peak time Tp. I will not rewrite this expression. We will start with the same expression, and I will write that at T equal to Tp, Ytp is maximum. Correct. And now coming to the concept of minima and maxima, this Ytp will be maximum at t equal to Tp, means derivative of y at t equal to Tp will be 0. So at t equal to Tp, dy of d by dt will be equal to 0. So now let us find out the derivative of this expression. So dy of t by dt will be equal to, this one will have derivative 0. Now this is by UV rule, we get this as zeta omega n upon under root 1 minus zeta square e raised to minus zeta omega n t into sine omega dt plus theta minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into omega d cos omega dt plus theta. So this clearly says that at t equal to Tp, dy of t by dt equal to 0. So this will be 0. So this term will be equal to this term. So what I get here is, so zeta omega n upon under root 1 minus zeta square e raised to minus zeta omega n t sine omega dt plus theta is equal to e raised to minus zeta omega n t, and this t is nothing but Tp. So we will make it Tp upon under root 1 minus zeta square omega d cos omega d Tp plus theta. So this e raised to minus zeta omega and Tp by under root 1 minus zeta square gets cancelled, and we get zeta omega n sine omega d Tp plus theta is equal to omega d. I will write this as omega n into under root 1 minus zeta square into cos omega d Tp plus theta. So if this comes this way, it becomes tan function. So tan omega d Tp plus theta is equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square by zeta omega n, that is under root 1 minus zeta square by zeta, that is also equal to tan theta, that we have seen in the last class. So if tan omega d Tp plus theta is tan theta, that means omega d Tp is n pi, because tan n pi plus theta is tan theta. Why? Since tan n pi plus theta is equal to tan theta. So as we got this, now for Tp n is equal to 1, because again it is a first peak, because this maximum, local maxima will occur number of times. In that case, the function will be minimum. Even at the local minimas, the function will be minimum. This derivative will be minimum. But at the peak overshoot, it is the first instance that it is achieving the maximum, hence n is equal to 1. And so, Tp or omega d Tp is equal to pi. So, Tp is equal to pi by omega d. Very simple. So far we have derived two expressions. Now let us move to the third one, and that is peak overshoot. MP. So now I need to rewrite the expression y of t is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into sin omega dt plus theta. And here what do we get is at t equal to Tp, yTp will be equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n Tp. This we are doing because MP occurs at Tp into sin omega d Tp plus theta. And that is nothing but, now let us substitute the value of Tp. So it is 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n pi by omega d divided by under root 1 minus zeta square into sin omega d into pi by omega d, so pi plus theta. And that is nothing but sin pi plus theta is minus of sin theta, so it is 1 plus this e raised to minus pi zeta omega n upon omega n into under root 1 minus zeta square whole divided by 1 minus zeta square into sin theta, because sin pi plus theta is minus sin theta and hence minus minus becomes plus. And now next what I can do is I will write here, since sin pi plus theta is equal to minus sin theta. Next term is this omega n gets cancelled, so it is 1 plus e raised to minus pi zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square divided by 1 minus zeta square into under root 1 minus zeta square. Why? Since sin theta is equal to under root 1 minus zeta square, and hence this yTp is equal to 1 plus e raised to minus pi zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square. And then MP is yTp minus yss divided by yss, and here we have considered it to be the unit step response, so it is nothing but equal to yTp is 1 plus e raised to minus pi zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square, yss is 1 divided by 1, so which is equal to e raised to minus pi zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square. And when you talk about percentage MP, it will be equal to e raised to minus pi zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square into 100. Very simple. Now the last derivation is for the settling time, and it has many folds and we can derive it in many ways, or two different ways that we will see. Settling time Ts. Now it has two approaches. In the first approach we will take help of the first order approximation. In the first order system we have seen that at the third time constant the system reaches 95% of the output, and at the fourth time constant the system reaches 98% of the output. And what we can see that for the second order underdamped system, with transfer function g of s equal to omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. For this transfer function, the equivalent, why I say equivalent, because the concept of time constant is applicable to first order system, but it can be equivalently applied to second order system is 1 upon zeta omega n. Now with first order approximation, in first order system the response never crosses 1. So when it reaches 95%, it has entered in the 5% band. So with the first order approximation, for 5% settling band, Ts is equal to 3 times time constant tau, that is equal to 3 upon zeta omega n. And for 2% settling band, Ts was 4 times time constant, so it is 4 upon zeta omega n. So this is one approach and a straightforward approach. Whereas if we go for the second method, the approach is little bit different, and in this case I will call it as a second approach. The output equation for the second order system, that is 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n t upon under root 1 minus zeta square into sin omega dt plus theta. Now the approximation is that, or assumption is that, at settling time there will not be any oscillation. So at t equal to ts, as there is no oscillation, omega d is 0. So yts is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n ts upon under root 1 minus zeta square into sin theta, because this omega d is 0, and again this sin theta and omega d gets cancelled, as just we have seen that sin theta is equal to since sin theta is equal to under root 1 minus zeta square. And now what we will do, we will make use of this expression. So for 5% settling band, the assumption is that the first time it enters, it never crosses that band, is the assumption here, and the same assumption is made here. So that will not be valid always, but at least it gives some guideline that where the settling time will be, or what will be the settling time. So yts is equal to 0.95, and hence 0.95 is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus zeta omega n ts. So e raised to minus zeta omega n ts is equal to 0.05, and if you take natural log of both, that you will get, I have it, this minus zeta omega n ts is equal to natural log of 0.05, that is equal to minus 2.9957. So Ts is equal to 2.9957 divided by zeta omega n, which is almost equal to 3 upon zeta omega n. And then for 2% settling band, yts is equal to 0.98, and hence e raised to minus zeta omega n ts, if we do the same thing, is 0.02. So then minus zeta omega n Ts is equal to natural log of 0.02 and it is 3.9120. So Ts is equal to 3.9120 upon zeta omega n, which is approximately equal to 4 upon zeta omega n. This is how we can derive. The derivations are important to understand the concept, how the things go, and that we have covered. So it is enough in this class. In the next couple of or maybe more than 2 classes, we will solve numerical examples on the time domain specifications of second order under time system. Thank you.